The Clash of Giants, Tyrannosaurus rex versus Spinosaurus aegyptiacus. In the vast timeline of Earth's history, long before humans ever walked its surface, there was a time when colossal predators ruled the land, the rivers, and the skies. This was the Mesozoic era, the age of dinosaurs. Among the countless species that once roamed this planet, two names continue to capture the imagination of scientists and the public alike. These two titans, separated by continents and millions of years, symbolize the peak of predatory evolution. Tyrannosaurus rex and Spinosaurus aegyptiacus. They belong to different families, the Tyrannosauridae and the Spinosauridae, but both rose to dominance in their respective domains. Tyrannosaurus rex was the undisputed apex predator of North America during the late Cretaceous period, while Spinosaurus aegyptiacus ruled the river systems of northern Africa earlier in the same period. Their bodies, lifestyles, hunting methods, and adaptations were wildly different, yet they shared one core trait. They were engineered by nature to dominate. Tyrannosauridae, the brutes of the north. The Tyrannosauridae family represents one of evolution's greatest achievements in land-based predation. Characterized by their powerful legs, massive skulls, forward-facing eyes, and bone-shattering bite forces, tyrannosaurs were the apex hunters of their ecosystems. The most famous and well-studied of this family, Tyrannosaurus rex, has become a symbol of raw power and terror. T-Rex lived around 68 to 66 million years ago in what is now North America. It was a truly massive animal, stretching up to 40 feet in length and weighing between 8 to 10 tons. Yet despite its size, it wasn't slow. Its muscular hind limbs allowed it to walk and even run at impressive speeds for such a large creature, estimated at 27 to 30 km/h. It was built like a tank, with a thick tail for balance, a deep, barrel-shaped chest, and a skull almost 5 feet long. But the real weapon of T-Rex lay in its jaws. With teeth like railroad spikes and one of the most powerful bites in the history of life, estimated at over 8 tons of force, T-Rex could crush bones and tear through flesh with terrifying efficiency. Its teeth weren't just sharp. They were designed to break. Unlike many carnivores that avoided biting bone, T-Rex bit through them with ease. Fossil evidence shows shattered bones of prey, some even with signs of digestion, indicating T-Rex could consume bone fragments to extract marrow. Despite its comically small arms, T-Rex's forelimbs were extremely muscular and likely used for grasping during feeding or mating, not combat. Its primary tools were its legs for movement and its jaws for destruction. T-Rex didn't need much else. It was a biological wrecking machine. Spinosauridae, the River Kings. On the other side of the world, millions of years earlier, evolution was taking a different path. In the lush, river-filled regions of what is now northern Africa, a new kind of predator was evolving, one that blended the traits of aquatic and terrestrial hunters. This was the Spinosauridae family, and at the top of this lineage stood Spinosaurus aegyptiacus. Spinosaurus was, in many ways, the most bizarre and specialized of all theropod dinosaurs. Estimated to grow up to 59 feet long, it may have been the longest carnivorous dinosaur ever discovered, even longer than T-Rex. But its power didn't come from brute strength. Instead, Spinosaurus was built for a different kind of hunt. Its skull was long and narrow, resembling that of a modern crocodile. Instead of thick, bone-crushing teeth, Spinosaurus had long, conical teeth, ideal for gripping slippery prey, especially fish. Its nostrils were positioned farther back on its snout, allowing it to breathe while partially submerged in water. Its dense bones, paddle-like tail, and retracted hind limbs all pointed to a semi-aquatic lifestyle. Spinosaurus didn't chase down large prey like T-Rex. It waded in the water, using stealth and speed to snatch fish and smaller creatures from the riverside. And then, of course, there was the sail. Rising from its back were neural spines up to 6 feet tall, forming a massive sail-like structure. The purpose of the sail remains debated. Was it for display, thermoregulation, species recognition? One thing is clear. It made Spinosaurus stand out, not just as a predator, but as a striking visual presence in its ecosystem. Unlike T-Rex, Spinosaurus wasn't built for land combat. Its legs were shorter and its body more horizontal, giving it a lower center of gravity ideal for swimming, but awkward for fast running. It may have even walked on all fours at times. But in the water, it was the perfect killer. A silent, stealthy giant, blending crocodilian precision with dinosaurian size. Two predators, two worlds. The comparison between T-Rex and Spinosaurus is fascinating because it reveals how evolution can create two apex predators using entirely different blueprints. T-Rex was the ultimate land-based predator. It didn't need speed or agility when it had raw power. It relied on ambush, bone-crushing jaws, and overwhelming force to dominate its territory. Fossil evidence shows T-Rex may have engaged in intra-specific combat, with bite marks on skulls of other tyrannosaurs suggesting territorial or mating-related fights. It was aggressive, territorial, and designed to destroy. Spinosaurus, in contrast, was a river monster. It ruled not with brute force, but with adaptation. It thrived in a niche few other predators dared enter: deep water. It didn't need a crushing bite because its prey didn't require it. It didn't have to run fast because it ambushed from below. It was a creature of patience and precision. They never coexisted and thus never fought. But the imagination begs the question, what if they did? A battle of titans. Who would win? Let's imagine a hypothetical scenario. A fully grown T-Rex meets a fully grown Spinosaurus. They see each other, not as creatures from different ecosystems, but as rivals. Who would emerge victorious? In open land, T-Rex holds the clear advantage. It's stronger, faster on land, has better binocular vision, and possesses a bite capable of breaking Spinosaurus's bones. One bite to the neck or flank could be fatal. T-Rex's body is armored with thick muscles and bones designed to handle powerful impacts. Its combat instincts are honed for high-stakes fights. In water, the game changes. Spinosaurus would rule the rivers. Its swimming ability, tail design, and crocodile-like snout give it an edge in aquatic ambush. T-Rex, though large, was likely a poor swimmer. In deep water, it would be slow, vulnerable, and off balance. Spinosaurus would have home advantage, quick strikes, underwater escape, and precision targeting. Ultimately, the winner would depend on the environment. These predators evolved for completely different battles. One was a walking catastrophe on dry land. The other, a lurking shadow beneath the waves. Legacies that live on. Today, neither T-Rex nor Spinosaurus walks the earth, but their shadows linger. Museums are filled with their fossils, their bones studied by paleontologists, and their stories told to curious minds. They have become symbols of evolution, of strength, of mystery. T-Rex represents power, dominance, and overwhelming force. Its name alone, Tyrant Lizard King, evokes awe. It lived near the very end of the dinosaur age and may have seen the final sunsets before the asteroid struck. Spinosaurus, once forgotten due to lost fossils during Wabiwa II, has risen again in our collective imagination. It symbolizes nature's creativity, a predator that broke all rules and thrived where others couldn't. With every new discovery, we learn more about its aquatic life, its mysterious sail, and the river worlds it once called home. Two kings, one planet. The Tyrannosauridae and Spinosauridae families tell two different stories. one of brute domination on land, the other of elegant survival in water. Both produced giants, both ruled their realms, and both remind us how diverse and extraordinary life can be. When we compare T-Rex and Spinosaurus, we are not just comparing predators, we are comparing philosophies. One speaks of strength, the other of adaptation. One conquered with force, the other with finesse. And though their paths never crossed, in the fossil record, in our museums, and in our dreams, they remain locked in an eternal rivalry. Two kings, two worlds, one legacy.